Hello, welcome back to Otter Pop Culture. Today I am doing my Monday movies on a Tuesday. I know I'm a little behind, but I'm gonna catch up as much, or pretty much by the end of this week anyway, because I'm ambitious for this. The movie we're doing today is Last Cab to Darwin. This movie came out in 2015. It is a very, very beautiful movie. It's very heavy with a lot of like heartwarming moments on top of moments that really, really are heartbreaking and tear jerking. It takes you there, but not in a more takes you there for the sake of making you cry, but more taking you there. And here's the plot. You see it. You see things happen. It's not deliberately trying to make you cry. It's more trying to tell a story than anything else. Whether you cry or smile or laugh is kind of up to you. And I really like that. I just like that kind of approach. It's like it is what it is. You determine how you feel about it in your own way. The plot to this is Rex is a loner cab driver, and he's told that he doesn't have long to live. He embarks on an epic drive through the Australian outback from Broken Hill to Darwin to die on his own terms. But his journey reveals to him that before he can die in his life, he must have to live, and not just live, but he must share. He might live it, but also he has to share his life too, so with others. So this is directed by Jeremy Simmons. He did Beneath Hill 60, which is something I still haven't finished watching. And Last Train to Freo. So, and also Chances which is a Aussie guilty pleasure. I feel like. No, I don't think I've seen it. I've heard of it, but I never actually watched it. So this is a really good cast, and there's only a few people you really have to worry about during this whole thing. So you have Rex, who's played by Michael Canton. He is iconic. He's been in a lot of things. He's been in The Castle, Strange Bedfellows, the Sullivans, and The Animal. So, and this is actually his first film role in 11 years since Strange Bedfellows. So that's pretty intense. Due to the fact that I felt like there wasn't really much of a break due to the fact that he had TV shows in the middle of that break. But this is really exciting. But pretty much it's very intense. It's pretty much about him going to this doctor because during this time, which is I'm assuming it's taking space in the same time this was based on something true. True event. They never say it's loosely based on true events, but I kind of want to say that because there is a person that actually did this. So apparently, little background stuff is Northern Territory legalized I cannot talk today. Euthanasia in 1995. A year later, they tried to take it back, but it was defeated until they made a bill that written the Euthanasia Act of 1997. So, yeah, and there actually was a real person that, going by the name of Max Bell, who also drove from Brook Hill all the way to Darwin. And just so you know, for people that don't really know, Brook Hill is here, Darwin's way up here. It's a trek. It's definitely a trek, and the fact that he did that, and we're just like, oh, cool. I kind of expected the movie to be much longer due to the fact that it's a long trip. That's a long trip. Anywho, so, and I really just love the whole idea. There is going to be some heavy spoilers in this, so if you haven't seen it, please go see it. It's been a while now. It's been about 5 years now, so you're not too. A lot of people should know about what this is already, but if you don't, please go see it. I definitely recommend bring tissues, bring your like funny bone. It's gonna be there's some funny bits, but some heartwarming bits and everything. So yeah, with that said, let's get started with the highlights about what I thought about it. So I loved it. I thought it was amazing. I literally like held back tears a good couple of times through it, and Michael Kenton did a great, just well, as usual, did a great job. He just has a he's an amazing actor, and on top of that, so the whole thing goes with him playing Rex, and pretty much he's in this town called Broken Hill, and he is pretty much finds out that he doesn't have long to die. He doesn't long live, what it says. And he lives in this town. It's kind of worn down. Nothing ever happens there. And then he finds out that this doctor is going by the name of Nicole Farmer, played by the legendary Jackie Weaver, who, if you don't know, she's in Animal Kingdom. Great movie, get into it. Silver Linings Playbook I haven't seen, but everybody says it's really good. Stroker, Blunt Talk, amazing. Check that out. And Widows, still haven't seen it, but I know people like it, so I'm getting to that too. And she's like, yeah, I can help you die. And, well, kind of. She's like, I can help you die, but it's very tricky right now because we gotta get people to be okay with it. And so he's like, cool, well, I'll just drive over to you. And he says goodbye to his across-the-door neighbor / love interest, and who goes by the name of Paulie, and she is a hoot. I love her. I love that she is Aboriginal women. Like the way that what the firecracker of the attitude that the women have is it's just home to me personally, but it's really nice. This is played by Ningali Crawford. She's been in a lot of things too. She's been in Rabbit Proof Fence. If you want more tears to just run, watch that movie. It's very serious and it's very intense. She's part of the Mystery Road TV show, which I cannot wait to get into, and Brand New Day, which is one of my favorite movies. And I completely remember I think that had been one of the, well, no, I think I've seen her before, but I think that's the time I actually fully understood who she was. So pretty much, she's kind of in the story, in and out, and we know that they have a relationship together, that they do love each other, but it takes a while for them to, for Rex to kind of, give in, kind of fully commit to her, because, in that time it still was kind of awkward to see a white man or a white person with an Aboriginal person being together with the racial, we all know this, racism. So anyway, so he goes to travel, he meets this guy named Tilly, who is a complete just down on his luck. He's very happy, but it's obviously disguised for his guilt and his ambition. It's very low, and he doesn't feel like he's enough. I don't think he doesn't feel like he deserves good things to him. You can definitely sniff that out, even past his facade. This is played by Mark Coles-Smith, who is so fucking sexy. He's so his smile can melt the world. He's been in a couple things. Pono, he's been in The Circuit, he's been in Picnic at the Hanging Rock, which I still haven't seen, gonna get into. And yeah, so they kind of but over time you start seeing how Tilly kind of changes mind and gets him to see things more, kind of live a little harder, and Rex holds him more responsible and stuff like that. So they kind of learn from each other over the trip, and then not Paulie, and then we meet another woman, an English woman named Julie, who's played by an Australian named Emma Hamilton, who's been in Hide and Seek, The Cold Light of Day, and Mr. Selfridge. So she's in it, and she also kind of brings a love in that woman's kind of touch to the whole thing. I felt like they were kind of just clashing. I felt like she became that median, that person that kind of keeps everything together. Plus, she's a nurse, so she's like, I will go with you to that doctor, so I can support you with that. And so, but she calls it down. So we get to the doctor, and of course, she's like, she's not really there to personally take care of Rex and feed and really care about what he thinks. She's there for the money. She's there for the money. She's there for her fame of doing this. And it does start to show how much she's not really looking at him personally as a human. So in the end of it, though, when they can't see, in the end of it, spoiler alert, she pretty much doesn't end up giving it to him. He almost goes through it with Julie, who's the nurse, so she knows how to do it. So she pretty much puts him onto this machine that the doctor has to do to pretty much euthanize him. And right when the juice is coming in, he pulls it right out, and he's like, no, 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 there's more, there's more. I think he had unfinished business, especially with Paulie. And that's exactly what he does. He goes right back. He goes all the way back to Darwin, or not Darwin, all the way back to Brook Hill, and he pretty much just comes back to her, and they are, and at this, side note, Rex gave his house over to Paulie, and she was really reluctant at first, but then over time she kind of got used to it, and he came back, and they just lived in that house. It doesn't really tell you if he dies or not. It just shows him kind of like, I just feel happy now. I feel complete in this situation, just being with you and knowing that we're together, kind of thing. That you're the person that I wanted to be, that I want to spend my last days with. And I think that he finally realized that at the end. It was so beautiful, and it cuts off after that. So just beautiful, 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 beautiful movie. And so on top of that, there's also another thing with the Max Bell. He also, the real person, loosely based off of this, he also went from Brook Hill all the way to Darwin with the same thing, but as well, they couldn't find they couldn't get the required confirmation for him to do it, so he just went back home and died naturally in a hospital, which I know for sure that Rex, the character, did not want to be in a hospital. He wanted to die on his own terms. He didn't want to die in a hospital with tubes and all that shit like that, and just hospital's never fun in that direction. So I really liked it. I loved Tilly's growth of character. He became a full-on man by the end of the time, and the growth of Paulie and Rex's love was so beautiful. It's a really good, really, really good movie, and I definitely suggest it. I would put it up as an Aussie classic. So with that said, my point to this is, or my score rating to this is out of 5, so I will give it a 5 out of 5. It's a really good movie. It's a really, really, really good movie. That's pretty much it. Leave a comment below, tell me what you thought. If you liked it, let me know. If you didn't, let me know. And don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you all in the next video.